How to set boundaries without sounding like an asshole. You see, men think setting boundaries is either yelling or conflict. And this is the reason why most men either avoid boundaries or they possibly blow up at times. But the thing is, if you don't set boundaries, your wife, your kids, even your team are not going to respect you or your word. So for that case, if you don't set these boundaries, you're going to get walked over again and again. Now in this video, I want to talk to you about boundaries and doing it in a way of communicating to get the best out of your wife, team, kids, anything that obviously creates resentment or issues in your life. I want you to find ways to lead better. And by coming from a place where you know how to navigate these and be the best man that you can be from a standard that you desire in your life. So if you come over here to the simple boundary framework, there's 3 steps, very simple to follow through on to make sure that you're constantly getting those boundaries met from where you are currently. So the first one is clearly state your boundary. The second one is communicate, tie it with values. And the third one is follow through, having a catch up. So let's break these down. Now, clearly stating your boundary. Let's say if we're talking to your wife or your partner at the moment, and you've come to an agreement where you want to set a boundary with your partner when you have a disagreement, that this is the problem and I want to work together on the problem. It's me and you versus the problem, not you and I versus each other to get ourselves heard and to feel like we've gotten somewhere when really the problem or the growth is the choice. So I want to set a boundary right now where when we come to an agreement, when we have a disagreement, that we work through it together. And the reason why that I want to work with you together is because I value this marriage. I love you so much. And I feel like if we don't do this, we're not growing. I value the marriage growth so that when we do have this disagreement, we put our sides aside for a moment and come to the bigger picture. We both want to be heard. We both want to get an outcome from this, but we have to come and understand each other in these moments because the value here is growth in our marriage. Okay? Then you have the follow-up. Follow up every week or every second week. Have a catch up together and feel like you are growing through this boundary, this standard that you have set. There's more boundaries that you obviously can set with your partner, but that's as an example right there. You can do it with your team as well. So for example, with your team, you might clearly state a performance issue. So you would say to your teammate, this is what I want to do. I want to make sure that your performance is at a higher level. We want to put more hours in. We want to get you trained up more. We want to put you in a position that's going to accelerate you in your field. And for that to happen, we need to be doing A, B, and C. The reason why we want to do this is because I generally want to see you accelerate. I want to see you grow. I want to see you improve. I want to see you give more to your clients, whether or not they might be in sales, marketing, coaching, whatever it might be in the industry that you might be in. But by providing that, this is now your standard. This is the boundary. I'm setting this. You have to be on time. You have to do this. So whatever boundaries you want to set, you've got to hit these KPIs. You've got to be managing this. I'm wanting you to do this. This is the boundary in your job role now, in the company, in the organization, because I value seeing you grow. I value your performance as a coach to accelerate. Whatever it is, start to value that rather than just coming from, I need this, and this, and expecting it all the time. When you have expectations, people start to resent all that. They start to build, but when you make it about them or about the bigger picture and the mission and the values, things start to shift immediately. Now, things might not accelerate to the level that you want them to, but that's why the follow through and the catch up is super important. Have that time to have that chat to make sure that you're seeing the performance and the growth. You can even do this with your kids. You clearly state a boundary. For example, you might start to see your kid drawing on the wall with crayons. And instead of yelling at them, say, do not do that. Are you stupid? Why not actually create a conversation with them and find a way to set boundaries with values that are linked with them? What did you want when you were 3 or 4 or 5-year-old boy? Think about it for a moment. So if I was to talk to even my son and I saw him doing that, I would sit him down, have a chat and say, listen, this is what little boys do. But you're not a little boy. You're a big boy now. And big boys do this. We set a boundary. You don't do that anymore. You don't draw on the board, on the walls. This is what big boys do. And that's what changes things, because now we're setting a value that he values. He's valuing being a big boy. He wants to make daddy proud. He wants to show, rather than trying to navigate expectations, you meet him where he's at to help him grow through that. And then we have those catch-ups with our boy. Different conversations with kids versus your partner versus your team. But at the same time, when you work that out, I remember once, one of my mentors taught me something that stuck by me for a long time. And he put 2 categories together. One was a boss and one was a leader. And when you see the picture that's associated to the boss and the leader, you'll notice that the boss is at the back of the room or behind the team or behind the wife and pointing directions for the person or the people to go toward. And why that hit me so hard is because when we looked on the other side, the leader was actually in front of the pack, navigating and guiding the people that he was leading to go to the promised lands. And the difference between the two is one had these expectations and wanted people to read his mind versus the one said, I'll take charge, I'll take responsibility and ownership, and I'll navigate my team, my wife, my family to those promised lands. And why that stuck with me so much is because if we're in positions where we're pointing our fingers and navigating what this person should do and that would be all, how do we motivate that person to do better? How do we motivate that person to see more that we're trying to show them when all it is do this task, do that task, do this. I expect you to do this. My wife, you must do this now. Like it's too commanding. It's too direct. There's not enough care and love in that space. Versus the leader, where the leader will communicate that boundary and see the values, but also lead it. See, that's the difference there. The person that's leading actually lives by it. You know, the leader with your wife, you as the husband, you're leading the conversations around the problems. With your team, you're leading the conversations around performance and how we can accelerate together. You're leading the conversations with your kids to see and help them grow even further. Rather than doing what is easy, which is navigating and pointing fingers and telling them what to do. That's the difference. So setting boundaries is important, but understanding the difference from a boss mentality and a leadership mentality could be the actual difference to seeing success in what you're trying to do. So by setting these boundaries, you're going to get much more out of it. So if you come down here now and you have a look at something I want to explain around the nice guy versus the leader. I'm not saying don't be a nice guy, but nice guys don't have boundaries. I don't know why entirely. I just don't think they care. They don't give enough fucks to be able to get more out of their life and the ones that they're around. Nice guys don't set boundaries. They don't set standards. They don't really care. They just float. The problem with these guys is they create resentment in their heart and they eventually blow up because they're either hopeful that someone's going to just understand them, or they don't really voice what they're trying to say, and they create this underlying spiritual inner soul resentment towards a person without them even fucking knowing about it. There's no communication here. It's, I just want it easy, let it go, let it be, peacemaker, pleaser. That's what the nice guy is. I'm not saying don't be nice, but instead be kind. Be generous, be someone that can give, but someone that can set standards. That's a fucking leader. Leaders are not, they're also generous and kind. They're people that people admire in the most best way possible. The leader's not about himself. The leader is about the bigger picture and the mission. So having a clear framework, this is where that person's going to feel most respected and obviously be seen to have standards. And if you've got standards in place right now, you're winning. Why? Because people see you as a leader. they generally respect you and they know you've got standards, so they follow those standards with you because you do them yourself. You are living by example. You are showing people how to live. In my view, living by Jesus, by God, by showing people the way. This is super important from a spiritual and emotional standpoint as well, to be able to give back to people, give back to others, and what truly lies underneath your existence beyond the physical realm. You're just not flesh. There's deep rooted things within you that you might not be in touch with yet. And that's why by finding that, it's super important. Boundaries protect the kingdom and the man who leads it. You're generally born as a leader. That's what you're meant to do on this earth. You're in service to lead others. Your wife, your kids, your team. But if you can't do that, then what are you doing? Are you drifting? How do you feel? If these are the cases right now and you're not aligned with your true higher self, or at least not working towards it on that path, then you're lost. You're a man that is lost and seeking fucking growth in some way possible to get to where you want to go, but yet you don't know how. You're lacking confidence, you're lacking direction, you just don't know what to do next. All you got to do is put one foot forward past the other and start being intentional about the decisions that you make. Making decisions that are aligned with being a better man, a better leader, someone that is trusted, someone that can feel like I can walk that path with you. Not someone that just hides or sits down and waits for something to happen around them, hoping that one day someone's going to save them. You save yourself. It's on you. Now, if this video has resonated with you, awesome. You're someone that I'd love to help right now, but it's up to you. If you need guidance right now and you want to talk about these boundaries and how to communicate them better as a better leader with your partner, your team, your kids, then please, let's have a chat. Let's map out a plan that can help you become a better leader in this space that I've just talked about. If you've liked this video, at least, please give it a thumbs up. Share it to someone that obviously is going to benefit from this as well. And obviously subscribe or follow what I do here, because I'd love to put up more videos to help you out even further. But for now, I'll see you on the next video. Take care.